On the island of Montserrat is a disaster zone stretching for miles. In the mid-1990s, the volcano that overlooks the capital of Plymouth erupted without warning. Lying in the line of fire, most residents had already been evacuated, but some chose to play a deadly game of chance.
Some people started to defy orders and go back to the strict exclusion zone.
With a dome of solidified lava blocking the volcano's cone, pressurized magma had been building up deep within its core. June 1997, the volcano finally unleashes its full fury.
It got to a point where it couldn't sustain itself. It collapsed with a major eruption.
June 25th, 1997, when folks lost their lives, those were some of the longest days of my life.
Norman was acting airport manager at the time.
It was almost like a continuous set of pyroclastic flows, pulse after pulse. And then there were some larger and larger ones, and the scientists sounded the siren for evacuating the airport.
You've got an avalanche of pulverized lava and ash and gas. They travel very, very fast, and they basically just smash everything in their way. So they are very, very dangerous.
You saw the clear line of demarcation where the pyroclastic flow came down and struck these buildings. But then the hospital and those other buildings high up on the slope were untouched. So it's just amazing how different parts of Plymouth was just devastated in a way, and then others were just left standing.
Millions of tons of ash were deposited across this vast site, filling all the valleys and riverbeds. For the residents who had returned to their homes in these areas, the results were deadly.
As it got later towards evening, an elderly lady, she walked all through those hills and came, and she met us down below here, and she said, you know, I'm the only one who made it. There were some of the staff who had gone up there and never saw me. Sorry.
Over the next 4 months, the volcano exploded 75 times, burying Plymouth in layer upon layer of superheated ash.
At one point, there was a pyroclastic flow which came and hit the Parliament building at the back and started a fire which lit most of these buildings. If you look below here, you can see some of the charred remains. At that stage, when they saw Plymouth burning, that was when folks knew. That is it. We're not going back to the Plymouth that we knew.
When the pyroclastic flows had stopped, Montserrat's wet tropical climate delivered another blow. Investigating this strange site reveals many structures aren't buried in ash, but mud, set hard as concrete.
When it rains, it forms mud flows, which pick up all this material, and they've got immense power, and they can bring boulders down, they can bring trees down. So Plymouth now is almost totally buried.
Over the years, the low sections were filled, and then it goes higher and higher. Eventually, it covers completely some of these buildings.
The city was now permanently evacuated and left as a ghost town.
The Soufriere Hills volcano slumbers, for now. And away from this devastated disaster zone, the north of Montserrat is beginning to thrive, out of the volcano's deadly reach.
The population is growing. It's about 5,000 now. Tourism has picked up. These are tough folks, and they're determined to survive and thrive, even if they have to have a monster for a neighbor.